this episode of Ghost Hunters Academy. The class goes to boot camp at the battleship North Carolina.
There's so many obstacles everywhere. We want to see you guys solve these problems.
But in this case, the lights may never go out.
This way or this way? Was it through this door?
They're not going to be able to investigate tonight. They're going to eat up their entire night.
Chris and Heather encounter a shadow in the darkness.
Did you see that?
Where?
There was like a black shadow that went all the way across.
I hear him. He's laughing. He's playing with us.
And Susan's first time with the thermal turns up a shock.
Whoa.
But if Steve and Tango had enough of amateur hour,
To be honest with you, I don't know that we have anybody here for the team.
will this be the case where someone goes home?
I'm really terrified that I might be going home.
The world's preeminent paranormal investigators are looking for new blood. Thousands applied. 5 were given the chance. Only the best will earn a coveted spot in the Ghost Hunters family. Over the next few months, Steve and Tango will train and test the recruits. Will any of them have what it takes to pass the first semester of Ghost Hunters Academy?
You guys ready for this? You know where we're headed, right?
No, not a clue.
Battleship North Carolina.
So, what can you tell us about the ship? Careful now, careful. Don't want to know too much over here. In being a medium, it's really helpful for me not to have background information on a place that I'm going into. It keeps me from being biased.
Well, the ship actually saw every major sea battle in World War II, and it was so famous that the enemy claimed to sink it several times. And there's been some pretty traumatic stuff on the ship too, guys. So, I mean, a lot of deaths, torpedo hit, there's fires, everything. It's pretty crazy.
I don't hear this. I don't hear any of it.
I got a question. Are we gonna have one night or 2 nights to do this investigation?
Well, it's up to you guys. What do you think?
I don't think there's any way we're gonna be able to wrap our heads around it in one, so we've got to do at least 2.
Yeah, it's gotta be 2 nights for sure.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Steve.
Steve, I'm Danielle.
Dave?
Dave, Danielle.
Nice to
Welcome
meet you.
aboard the North
Thank you.
Carolina.
We're so excited to be back. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Do you mind if we just grab our guys and show them around all the places that we know about?
That sounds like a plan.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right. There's a variety of different types of paranormal activity on the ship. The men who died here were sailors. I believe that they think that they are still on duty, and so they're protecting the ship. And they died serving their country, but it's a sad place for me because somebody lost their life, but at the same time, it is a very creepy place, and that's hard to not notice that fact.
All right, guys. We're gonna go in here and get started on the tour as quick as possible. So let's get all the equipment in there, drop it off, get on the tour, and we can get started right away, okay? Heather, you wanna come with us?
No, I'm going to stick on my own again.
You sure?
Stay unbiased.
Okay. Let's head in, guys. Heather, have fun out here.
Okay. Steve and Tango asked me to go on the tour, but I don't see where missing the tour and the history is important. But I think there absolutely could be a risk of being wrong.
Just knowing where she needs to go, where we need to investigate. I think we're gonna run into some problems with Heather tonight.
This is our first stop. This is the library. They do have the reports of objects moving, things floating around, things disappearing. It's actually here, stuff on this table, and right back along there. And also cold spots.
Interesting.
Now, guys, make sure you keep notes. I mean, this place is a maze.
You will get lost, I guarantee it. Just try your best not to.
Guys, we're gonna move on. This is the brig. A lot of stuff happens in here, supposedly. They're hearing different things. They're seeing, you know, some weird things happening. They're experiencing a lot of feelings they can't explain in here. And anywhere you see these types of doors, you know, when Jason and Grant were in here, you know, they were hearing things like that all the time, that they were following around this entire ship.
Prison. We found the prison. We found the brig. Now that was an awesome sound.
Sounds like a whale.
Nah, it was one of them ghost sounds. Ready?
Wait, it's gotta open here.
No, that's down there.
I'm hearing voices too.
This here is sick bay, okay? A few different things that they claim to experience. One is the smell of burning flesh. Another one is a woman was in here doing a paranormal investigation, and she had seen a glowing ball of purple light.
Yeah.
Pretty big, right above this bed. But on to the next place.
There's the kitchen, as you can see.
Back there, you know, they hear the pots and pans banging. You'll notice big cooking kettles. They hear those opening and closing, those lids banging around. So a lot of stuff happening in here.
A lot of audio over there.
One other thing that happened right on the other side of these doors, a few different people claim to see an apparition with their head on fire.
What I saw was an image of a man. I could see right through it. The main thing that stood out more than anything that just really scared me so bad, it was horrifying, was his head. From about right here up, his head was on fire. He had white flames shooting right out of his head.
All right, guys, this is the shower room. And something pretty tragic happened below us. One deck down, there was a huge explosion from a torpedo, which killed people up here. All the activity that you can experience on the ship, they claim, happens in this one area. They're hearing voices, they're feeling dread, they're feeling sorrow, they're seeing apparitions, they're being touched, they're hearing footsteps, they're seeing shadows, they're seeing shadow people. They're seeing anomalous lights they can't explain.
So how many people died in this accident?
I believe it was about 5 people, yeah.
Now, guys, this is our last spot on this tour of the, you know, the hauntings here. The last time we investigated together, you know, we helped you with the equipment, we helped you set up, we helped you sort of figure out the mechanics behind it. But this is all you guys. Everything.
It's on your own.
You get zero help from us. So we do, you know, we want to see how you guys handle, you know, the challenges of setting up and investigating a battleship. And to be honest with you, it's one of the most challenging investigations that I've ever done.
There's so many obstacles everywhere, and we want to see you guys solve these problems.
Carolina is huge. It is a monstrous ship. I'm just worried about wiring and making it work. But if anything, I feel like we're an efficient crew. I feel like we can get it done. And right now, I'm feeling really confident about it.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's not waste any more time down in this hot dungeon.
When we asked the cadets, you know, are you guys ready for this? It's gonna be a big battleship. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the enthusiasm, but they have no idea what the heck they're getting themselves into at all.
I kind of feel like we need to start this one really slow, just like get a feel for the ship again after that tour.
Well, because you guys were down on the tour, I didn't get to, you know, do my walkthrough in that area, so.
So I think we should just dive down there right now.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Yep.
After going through the tour, we decided that we wanted to take a second look around.
For you.
Kind of figure out where the cameras go and stuff like that.
That's the library? The library. The library's this way, I believe.
That way.
This is the way to sick bay.
Oh, that's right.
Ah, thank you, Carl.
It's this way.
Was it through this door?
Yeah.
That is locked.
That way. Stephen Tango told us that we should take notes because the ship is one complete maze. It's this way.
Yes.
I think all of our egos kind of popped out, and we thought we could handle it and go down there with no notes and find out where everything was.
Okay, this way or this way? I think it was
straight.
I think it was straight too.
Is it straight?
I don't remember walking through here.
It's this way.
It is.
Because
You're
remember, there's that red canister that was missing?
It's.
I'll go back down. No.
I'll go this way.
I'll go down there.
I'll go back down to the.
We got down there and we got completely lost. It would have been nice to have some notes to reference to find out where we needed to go, but we messed up big time.
Hey, man.
Hey.
What's with all the gear? All the
They
gear still
left,
there?
they took a notebook, and I think they're just doing a whole nother tour.
So now they're taking notes instead of taking notes on the tour?
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to investigate tonight. They're going to eat up their entire night. Hey, man.
Hey.
What's with all the gear? All the
They
gear still
left,
there?
they took a notebook, and I think they're just doing a whole nother tour.
So now they're taking notes instead of taking notes on the tour?
Exactly.
They're not going to be able to investigate tonight. They're going to eat up their entire night.
They've already been like an hour. Like, they've been
We gotta
gone for a
find
while.
them. We got to cut this short.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is ridiculous.
This is the extension of sick bay. This is.
So would we set up an IR in this room, or is it second?
I think that this is just going to be something that we might want to do audio.
Stuff in
I
there.
don't know why you guys are shying away from putting video everywhere.
Well, because we
Because-
need to prioritize. We only have a certain number of IRs.
Yeah, and setting up 9 IRs is not going to work.
Hey, guys. Can we talk to you for a sec?
Hold on, guys.
This way?
Yeah, sure.
We have a hard out with the battleship here early tomorrow morning. And the longer it takes them to set up, the less time they have to investigate. So guys, just tell us real quickly what exactly is going down right now.
We are currently going through and figuring out, first of all, where we're going to set up central command. We are getting camera spots. We are telling Heather about things.
You guys have been on the tour already.
Yes, we have, yes.
All right.
But, you know, I didn't get the sense that this tour was just for my purposes. I feel like I still do pull my own weight. I still, you know, I'm right in it with Command Central setting up all this other stuff. Everyone else seemed a little disoriented as well.
Nothing set up.
I mean, in the future.
Nothing. Zero. Zero is set up. Nothing was done.
I feel like
zero.
The rest of the team was a little disoriented as to their location as well. So it's not like this entire thing is because I missed the tour.
You know, Heather, she protested, saying, hey, it's not because of me, it's not fully because of me. And I'm thinking, yes, it is. You know, there's a big reason why you guys are slowing down.
If you're trying to join a team, you've got to be willing to adapt to that. End of story. Because I'll be honest with you, the way you do things, whatever, if you, I mean, no way. Zero chance of joining our team.
You're singling yourself out. You really are.
I mean, if you guys need to figure out a few more things, do it. We got to get center command set up immediately.
How about we focus tonight in this area, since we already seen it? We could do downstairs tomorrow night.
Awesome idea. Totally awesome idea. Now get upstairs and let's do it. This way.
Okay, ready? Yep.
Seemed like Steve and Tanger really liked that idea. I didn't come up with that idea to get any sort of kudos. I was really trying to bail everyone out of getting reprimanded for not coming up with something on the spot.
I'm working out where the cameras are gonna be.
Do we really have time for all this, honestly? I mean, we gotta set up.
You wanna just put IRs like wherever?
First of all, we've got sick bay, we've got an extension of sick bay, and then we've got it all the way in the butcher shop, all the way in the kitchen. So we should just set up IR cameras evenly, unless we plan on going downstairs. I've always been a natural-born leader. It's just the role I've always taken. I always try to let people still express themselves. I don't ever override anything that anyone says, but it's just a leader position that I take, and I think I'm doing it pretty well, actually. Excellent. Now, I'll get on getting power to the DVR.
There was a slight button head. I think we got 5 really strong-willed people on our team. So yeah, we got a lot of different methods and ways to approach something, but could be a problem later, but right now I'm not too worried about it.
The reason why I want to put the mini DV here is because there was a horrible accident here. Supposedly, we could also get some audio off of it, too, and maybe...
And why don't we just put a voice recorder there instead of watching all those hours of video with bad audio when there's nothing being witnessed in that corner?
Seems like everybody is trying to cut corners, and it's frustrating me. I don't really care how long we review our evidence. I just really think we have to have a very thorough sweep.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, man. We're just locking down the final camera positions right here. Go just a hair to the left. And a lot more down, like another 1.5 inches down. You can come on back, I'd say. Is that...
Now, out of the areas, you know, that you know of, the spots of activity, out of those, like, which areas here did you decide to cover?
Well, we did the kitchen. We did go there in the tour. We did the sick bay. We also went there. The only one that was not covered on the tour that's here is down below, so...
One big story was the gentleman with his hair on fire, and that happened just on the other side of a set of doors.
This room,
right there.
on this side.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. I mean, I don't really see a problem with these angles, really. All right. It seems like you learned at Fort Mifflin how to get the angles a little bit better.
And that's big, and you guys tweaked very well. You did it all on your own, and you guys did very well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, guys, I mean, you sort of have an idea now of the kind of obstacles, troubleshooting.
This ship is going to toughen you guys up.
Let's get this place pitch black, okay?
All right.
All right, guys.
Let's do it.
So, Heather and Carl, you guys are going to be a team. Susan, Ben, and Chris will be a team. You guys know where you're going, so figure out what equipment you want to get. Tango, any parting words for these guys?
Don't lose any equipment.
And please, guys, tag your audio. All right, guys, it's up to you now. The rest is yours.
Okay.
Tagging is a technique that we've implemented that helps us, you know, filter out normal sounds that are happening. So when you're reviewing your audio, you'll hear that audio tag. Hey, I moved my chair, or I, you know, cleared my throat, and we'll know that it isn't something paranormal.
Oh, this place is a totally different look at night.
I know.
Watch your step here, guys.
Yeah, watch your step.
This is Chris, Ben, and Susan investigating the mess hall, USS North Carolina. Let's try to see if we can debunk a little bit, figure out if maybe some of these pipes are unsturdy. It rattles slightly. And they also have claims of these
The buffet
lids
is moving. Yeah, like this one's actually moved.
That one is moved. Wow.
Feel how heavy these things are.
All right, guys.
Well, did you hear that?
How's that?
Come here.
What's that?
Come here. Look at the back there. Do you see some sort of movement going on? It was down that way. You see that movement back there? Oh, man.
This room is the one where they saw the guy with the hair on fire.
Yeah. Already, man. Already. Let's see.
What did you see?
I don't know. Just a little something. It could have been something.
I thought I saw this moving, but I moved it over this way.
Oh, did you hear that?
Something turning on. Where's Heather? Or Susan? Where'd Susan go?
Susan.
Susan?
Oh my God. I kind of am hearing like shuffling around in this room. I'm hearing it coming from the butcher shop. If that's you trying to prove your presence... Guys? Am I alone here? If that's you trying to prove your presence... Guys? Am I alone here? I was investigating in the mess hall with Ben and Chris, and then I realized all of a sudden I was separated from my group. If that's you trying to communicate with us, can you please make that sound again? Okay. Definitely hearing tapping sounds and...
Before the investigation, Heather and I were asked to change the mini DV tape in the library.
Yes.
Does that need to be turned on?
Yeah, let me, it's on this side. I just can't see. On. There we go.
2:57 in the morning.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
That's good.
So getting this set up?
Yep.
Ready to roll?
Looks ready to go.
Tape in there.
And it's rolling.
Yes.
We hit record.
And that's cool.
Time stamped, ready to go.
Just do us a favor and take a look at the viewfinder. Flip it open for us.
Now take a look at that shot and see what you have there.
I say, for having reports of stuff moving in here, you've kind of set up a shot with a lot of ceiling, not a lot of the table in it.
Well, that's it. That's just the thing, is I didn't set it up. I just set it. And you guys assumed that it was set in position to go.
We always check each other's angles all the
That's a
time.
good call.
You always have to.
Let's just adjust that, get a nice angle, and you may even need to change the position. We'll see you in a little bit.
Sounds good?
All right.
Susan? Susan? Hey, don't be investigating. You can't be investigating without us now.
What?
You still getting stuff?
I kind of am hearing like shuffling around in this room. On the last investigation in Fort Mifflin, I did have an experience where I kind of let the cat out of the bag that I am a sensitive and that I could feel spirits and energies. I'm not getting any readings, really, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So, you want to do some audio work here? My goal on this investigation is showing Steve and Tango that I can be a reliable, scientific-based investigator.
This is Chris, Susan, and Ben. We are in the second room of the mess hall.
We just want to talk to you. First off, can you tell us your name? Right into that red light over there on the table.
Maybe you can tell us your job on this ship?
This place is open for tourists. Does that bother anybody here?
I didn't get a chance to sweep this area for EMF, but I'm getting like that tingly feeling in my head.
Do you want to shine your light and see if you can get a reading? Where?
Wow.
Whoa.
Go figure.
180, 97?
Oh, that one's at 200.
Jeez, it's
Wow.
off the charts.
We're literally surrounded with super high EMF readings. You know, I understand if you're exposed for a really long time to this that you can start to hallucinate. You can also get sick, feelings of dread. Yeah, the higher I go, it's just ridiculous. That's what we're here to figure out, what can possibly be the cause of all this phenomena.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello. Let's get out of this room. We'll get wrapped up, and we'll get home, right?
The night was a long one. It took the group a long time to set up. You know, it's a learning process. It took them a long time, but this is how you learn.
Can you grab this so you can put it down?
Yeah, we wrecked our setup. We went in there very confused, very disorganized, very amateur. The only thing that we can take from that is just never to do it again and continue doing the best that you can as an investigator.
All right, guys, here we are back for night 2. I gotta be honest with you, last night was kind of a disaster. I think it was just a lack of teamwork and a lack of focus. So I said, Tango, let's take over this setup. Let's show them, you know, how to get this done efficiently and quickly. That way they could actually start investigating tonight.
The setup is a big thing here, so.
I say let's get the equipment and get in there, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, the trainers really screwed up last night. You know, this place is such a great location. I don't want them to miss anything. So Steve and I are gonna take over setup so they can at least get a chance to investigate.
Let's do it. You guys are going there. Now, somebody didn't have a walkie with them. I saw Heather has a walkie on her. I said, Tango, let's help them. Let's get in there. Let's show them, you know, how to get this done efficiently and quickly.
Just try to cover as much floor space as you can.
And we need audio and video now, okay? We're gonna concentrate on the lower deck tonight. That's where the torpedo hit, that's where the brig is, and that's where the majority of the reports come from.
Did Carl go more to the right? Yeah, a little bit more to the left. He's good. He's good now.
We got 4 cameras up, guys. All 4 cameras!
Our second night, Steve and Tango helped with the setup. While it would have been nice to do it ourselves, unassisted, we do still have a lot to learn, and their help was really invaluable, and it saved us a lot of time.
Guys, this is the thermal camera, all right? I'm gonna introduce you to it real basically, very simple.
Before we started investigating, Steve and Tango pulled a couple of us aside to give us some instruction on the thermal camera.
This is a clamshell. Video feed goes from here into the clamshell. A focus ring, all right? Just turn it, and then you start getting some detail. It's pretty simple that way, but you know, the tricky parts are knowing what you're seeing. So here you go, guys.
All right, now you guys are gonna go to officers' quarters with that. Okay?
All right.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, power on.
Why don't we just do a really slow walkthrough?
That's cool. Steve and Tango just gave us the opportunity to finally delve in with the thermal camera. Up. Yep. Right there. I'm really excited to get in there and use it.
You know, you want to check out this room over here?
Let's check out this room real quick. We're right here.
Let me just get a nice pan.
I can see the outline of those chairs. Did you hear that?
What?
A little down there? Let's go. Is there anything down there? Whoa. Did you hear that?
What?
A little down there? Let's go. Is there anything down there? Whoa.
That's this dude.
Okay. I was gonna say, I've got something.
Look, you see, I can see my body heat reflecting off of right now.
Yeah, yep.
You see that?
Yeah.
So we gotta watch out for reflections. Honestly, I'll tell you right now, I don't like using thermal in a place covered in metal and glass. I wouldn't say that thermal is a strong point in a ship like this.
Because of so many reflections?
Yeah.
But it is good to get the experience.
Yeah.
So Heather, Ben, and Carl are heading to the steward's quarters. you just can't help but think there's got to be some energy down there for, if Heather has legitimacy to her, for her to pick up on, and energy for these guys to try to interact with.
Right.
You know, and one thing I don't really see anybody doing is trying to put themselves in the shoes of what might still be there.
Right, yeah.
To gain an interaction.
Right, it's a good test.
I don't see that happening.
Right, me neither. Well, you guys want to pick a corner, pick a side, and just fire a little AVP? A little audio work sounds good. Heather, you getting anything right now?
I get the sense of like watching.
Can you tell us maybe your name, your rank?
Did you used to live in here?
If you want to go ahead and make a sound for us.
Greenwell, that's his last name.
Greenwell?
Greenwell.
Will?
Yeah. I think he got sick. He caught some type of something and died. And there's this sense of like being a little bit disappointed because he didn't really get to do very much on the ship or in the Navy. He wasn't there for that long. First name Thomas, I think. Tommy.
Tommy
Thomas.
Greenwell?
Yeah. During the investigation, I did get one specific name of Thomas Greenwell, who was probably lower ranking, like a private. I really like to get the specifics. They don't always give you them, unfortunately.
Watch your step.
I'm gonna start baselining.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start the audio, tag audio. Okay, this is in the showers. Heather, Susan, and Chris. It is 1:37 a.m.
Working with a medium, you can't really quantify what they say because it's all in their head. Stephen Tango already called me out with the smoke incident on the basis of power of suggestion, and it's something that I need to watch out for in the future, something that I definitely do not want to happen again. If there's anybody here in the room with us, we've heard a lot about this place. Some very tragic things happened here.
Was one of these your bunk?
Can you ask that question again? Because I just got chills like all up the right side of my arm as soon as you asked that question. I believe that Heather definitely does have mediumship abilities.
Are you telling us that that was true, that one of these was your bunk?
Did you see that?
No.
You didn't see that?
Where?
There was like a low, slung, like a black shadow that went across the bottom. Do you see the light coming through here, how it goes from here to here?
Yeah.
It covered this all the way across. And it flashed from left to right. I thought you would have seen it. Was your head turned this way?
Yeah, but not that all the way back there. I was kind of looking in this direction over here.
He's laughing.
What?
He's playing with us.
That's really, really strange.
I think I heard a footstep directly behind me.
Really?
Yeah. I only heard it once. We'll see if it happens again.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you hearing the banging to the left? Let me check that out. Did you hear that?
Oh my God. Being a medium, I chose not to go on the tour because I don't really like knowing the history of the location that we're investigating. I get a lot more heaviness up here. There's so much going on here, and I kind of get the presence of the admiral, the captain, the angry man, whether he is actually an active spirit. I'm starting to think maybe that is the case. I also see kind of a dark, shadowy figure up here. Are you telling us that was true, that one of these was your bunk?
Chris, Heather, and I were investigating together in the shower area.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Are you hearing the banging to the left? Let me check that out. Did you hear that? Is there anybody that way?
Not that I can see, no.
You hear that? Listen.
Camera people.
But I heard it from that way. Interest. Did you hear that?
I did hear it, yeah.
I definitely heard like a boom, like a and a possible shuffle.
Yeah. Hopefully it picked up on the audio.
Yeah, hopefully it did. That's really strange. Something's toying with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, me and Carl are in these cells in the brig. Kind of locked ourselves in. We're seeing if we can kind of make a connection with the spirits since we're kind of in the same position that they are, and just see if maybe now that they might manifest or talk to us.
Does it bother you that we're in these cells with you? Can you maybe tell me who you are or why you were here, right into my little bright light that's in the other side of the room? Is this your room? Should I not be here? No, not feeling much, man. What about you? I'm not feeling anything. I mean, we've been here for quite a while, and I mean, I haven't even heard a strange sound at all. Not a single one.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Steve.
How's it going?
Good. Tango. Okay. How's it going, guys?
Good job down here. It seems like you guys are working good together. But it's time to wrap it up, so let's head back to Center Command, okay?
With this investigation, we were really scatterbrained. We all made our mistakes. We all weren't perfect in this by any means, but I think I did a great job.
My primary competition, I think, is definitely Ben. I feel like I haven't matched in a lot of ways. I've got a little tech thinking myself, but at some point, one of the two of us is going to shine better than the other, I think.
Overall, I'm happy with the way that I performed on things. Even if I am a little bit out of my element with the tech stuff, you know, I at least pay attention. I continue to be a hard worker, be a quick learner, so I'm pretty happy with the way everything went.
Obviously, I think that I'm best fit for this job because of my background and experience. I think I'm pretty much the strongest person on the team.
You know, the sun's coming up.
Yeah, it's freaking me out a little bit. As far as this competition goes, always I'm going to put myself in the top seat just because I have good leadership skills and I do know that I have good abilities as a scientist and as a researcher.
So you guys look all freshened up and ready to go. You're in good spirits and...
You guys feel good?
Ready to get into it.
All right, that's good.
All right, guys, we're going to do things a little differently this time, okay?
You know, normally you guys, you know, help each other out, the evidence review, you know, what's this, what's that, but we don't want you doing that this time, okay?
Okay.
Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we don't want your other investigators influencing what you're going to bring to us. We want to be able to assess everybody individually.
Yeah,
Any
definitely.
questions about how we're going to do it?
No, individual.
I think we're just going to get into it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
get straight into it.
Get to it, guys.
With the different process of analysis now, it kind of heightens the sense of competition, but at the exact same time, it's kind of a crapshoot when it comes to that because you might end up getting that evidence tape that has nothing on it, and it's not your fault. It's just how, I guess, the hand was dealt to you.
What'd you get?
It's for me to know and for you to find out, big guy. I was definitely in the lead on the tick marks for pieces of stuff that I found.
Did you get something else? Dang, dude.
Every once in a while I would find a piece and Ben would look up and the first one or the second one was maybe, oh, okay, but then it got third and fourth and it seemed like the frustration just kept building. So it was definitely a little fun, put a little smile on my face.
Eyes on your own paper.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know, it's kind of a balance. Maybe he's got 6 amazing EVPs, but at the same time, maybe after a certain point, it's going to be like, okay, well, you know, a lot of that is starting to be the same sounds, or maybe you should have been able to debunk some of that stuff. So I'm just happy with my 1 or 2. Hopefully there's something really high up there. Yeah, I got something now.
Why is everyone looking at me?
One piece I have, definitely, it's a really interesting find. I'm not sure which way to go on it. It's a voice, it's a female voice, but I'm really curious to see what they have to say about it.
Before we hop right into the evidence, let's just quickly talk about the personal experiences. Heather, did you come across anything a little bit yet?
The only specific entities that I picked up was the one in the steward's quarters, Thomas Greenwell.
So you said you did some actual research
I did.
on the name?
On the ship's manifest, the closest name there was a Thomas Green Lee, which is sort of close. I don't want to sound like I'm stretching research to fit what I had picked up at all. But again, you know, these were people that sailed out with the ship, maybe not somebody that was on the ship for a period of time and transferred. So sort of limited in the information available, but that's what the search kind of yielded.
All right. Well, I'm happy to see you doing some research. So
That's good for your team as well.
Right. I think your whole team needs to thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's Just did a good thing there, guys. All right, so what's next, guys? You know, you went through all of your evidence. Did you come up with anything?
Came up with a few things.
A few things? And how did you like doing it, you know, just yourself on one thing the whole time, and you didn't like it, huh?
It's a lot nicer to be able to share.
A second opinion, I think, is important.
It is, but with second opinions, we don't get to assess you individually, you know?
Exactly.
So who wants to go first?
I've got one.
Okay, Chris.
The stationary recorder that Susan left in the mess hall.
Or like the both together. All right, okay. I know exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that was definitely, you know, a siren followed by a sneeze. Who sneezed, I'm not sure, but it was close enough to the recorder that...
It's probably me.
Then you should have tagged it.
Because I've been coughing and sneezing that entire investigation.
Should have tagged it. So what's next, guys?
I have one. This is the sick bay with Heather and Carl.
Checklist of 80 other reasons why this could be happening in my head right now, but, you know, just...
You found this? First, I gotta say, awesome ears, really.
Thank you.
Because that's very low and about a quarter of a second long.
List of 80 other reasons why this could be happening in my head right now, but, you know, just...
Was this a stationary or a walk around?
Oh, they were walking around with it.
That's what that is.
Like, what are you presenting that as?
I'm presenting it as an actual EVP. I mean, to me it sounds like it says dead.
I don't hear any phonetics there. If you're thinking dead, I don't hear the t at all. I don't think you have a word. That, to me, just sounds like a straight-up noise. Now, when you guys are walking past recorders that are stationary, you're saying, this is Carl and Heather, we're walking by.
No.
Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I'd love to listen to all of it, but if you guys aren't tagging the audio, how do we know what you're hearing is anything, you know?
Tagging is super, super, super important. I mean, this could all be junk. You just don't know unless you tag. It stinks.
Is there anything, like, concrete?
I had a female voice. I'm not sure that it would have been a voice that would have been tagged, but it was during conversation, you know there was people around.
Well, I'll take a quick listen.
Okay.
Tango already told us that this place was just going to be
There may be some light at the end of this dark tunnel. I don't know.
Tango already told us that this place was just going to be
I like it.
What I like about it is it pipes up underneath the conversation. Doesn't seem to make sense with the conversation. A normal person wouldn't talk in that pattern, just cut people off like that.
Super fast, too.
It's super fast. The reverberation does not match the room. We could look at it a lot more concrete if you guys were tagging.
Right.
Because we would know if you heard this rogue voice all of a sudden, you would tag it. But we have to throw it out. You're not tagging consistently, so how do we know? So all your hard work, all of the analysis... Everything is now gone down the drain.
I was surprised about how Stephen Tanger reacted, but I wasn't expecting so much to be thrown out and so much of what we had after such a difficult setup, but it's kind of in the vein of how the whole case went.
That's ridiculous, to do a whole investigation and not be able to use any of the evidence because protocol was not followed. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know that we have anybody here for the team. So from here, we'll probably see a lot more tagging, right, to make sure that we can use our evidence.
I hope so.
We're going to see an efficient setup. All right, guys? Okay. Tango, let's get out of here.
I personally think that if we do not incorporate everything properly on our next investigation, including tour, including setup, I think somebody's going home. While we're all here together, we have to cohere, because if we don't, that's going to happen.
Well, you also know that they're looking for somebody to be part of the team, and if a person can't be part of a team, that's going to go against them. And I think that's why we need to pull together. I'm really worried, more like actually terrified, that I might be going home.
I mean, we can write some stuff down.
All right.
We got it.
I think it's definitely important that we sit down and then we kind of make a list of what went wrong, what we could have done better.
We should take notes and write in our notes that notes are very important to take.
That way we can go in with a plan. We know that we need to stick to the plan. If anything changes, we need to communicate so we can avoid those type of mistakes in the future.
Steve and I were a bit harder on the cadets today. I honestly do think that they just needed to get a little bit scared. They had to realize, okay, this isn't a game. You know, I'm here for one purpose, and that's to be the next ghost hunter, and I got to step up my game. And this next case will determine who I can see, okay, you got to go home, or, you know, you can stay.